jumping into our top 5 spooky season films. Man, oh man, what was your approach to your list?
Films that legit scared the shit out of me. Modern day horror films, nothing. I get nothing. The jump scares, I laugh at. Nothing has moved. But these films on my list, and maybe it's because I was younger when I was watching them and probably shouldn't have been watching them at the age that I watched them, but they legit scared the shit out of me. So that is why they are on my list. They are indeed spooky. A couple of them still scare me. Still.
Yeah, I get that.
I
There's
mean,
some on your list that scare me
just
too.
saying.
For sure. I approached it more in the sense of because I include, Halloween in the holiday season.
Sure,
So I
sure.
approach it with some scary, some family friendly that just enjoy the atmosphere that is Halloween.
Well, what
But
if mine's
starting off,
family friendly? It's a camping trip at a beautiful lake. Come
oh,
on.
yeah,
It's
for
family
sure,
friendly.
for sure. Oh my gosh. Anyway, number 5 for me goes to a recently adaptation of Dracula. I'm talking about Nosferatu. This came out a year or two ago. I really enjoyed it. This is very polarizing. A lot of people didn't, a lot of people did. But from the filmmaking aspect, it was awesome. The camera shots, the dark grittiness, the psychological aspect that it plays on our lead character. But Nosferatu, I think, is a film that we don't really get a lot anymore. And it's kind of that gothic telling of, the Dracula story. Or just like kind of gothic filmmaking in general. We don't really see a lot of that anymore because
Yeah.
that's more like, I guess, late 80s, early 90s type of filmmaking. But I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Johnny Depp's daughter, who was
Yeah, Lily Rose. Yeah.
yeah, she was in it. And Lex Luthor, he was our main guy. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film. I know, like I said, it's very mixed bag, but I recommend it. So number 5 for me, Nosferatu.
Oh, dude, I love it. I love it. And yeah, I agree with you. I think we need to kind of bring it back to that style, that type of filmmaking when we talk about horror films, right? I think it's so critically important to be able to tell stories in that manner. My number 5. My number 5, you guys, it's terrifying, and it makes me still. Whenever I walk into an antique store and I see one of these things, it scares the shit out of me because of this movie. I'm talking about Magic. Magic came out in 1978. I was 8 years old watching this movie, and I regret it still to this day. This one is about a ventriloquist who's clearly very mentally disturbed. And his puppet, it's a killer. It's a killer, but it's him. Right? But he thinks it's real. He thinks but it's actually him. It's both Fats and our puppeteer, right? Corky, played by the brilliant Anthony Hopkins. Anthony Hopkins, y'all. And I swear to you, this movie is the reason why they were like, when they made Silence of the Lambs, they're like, Anthony Hopkins, let's just go get him. Because this movie is terrifying, y'all. It's terrifying. He's basically trying to rekindle a relationship with his high school sweetheart, but he's so mentally gone, and he's doing all this crazy stuff. But the reason it works for me, and the reason I still can't watch it at night, I have to have lights on and shit, the fucking puppet is scary as shit. The face is terrifying. It's one of those old school creepy. When we do this on YouTube, I want you to put the picture of that puppet's face, and people will see what I'm talking about. Put the picture of the puppet's face. Fucking Fats is terrifying. And I can't. If I like walk in someplace and it's dark and there's like a puppet sitting in that chair or something, I just like, gotta walk around the other way. Magic. Trust me, if you want to be scared, Magic. It's Burgess Meredith is in this thing. Anne Margaret is it. I mean, it's a phenomenal cast. But Hopkins, man, the duality between, the puppeteer and his puppet and the fucking mental instability craziness, just incredible. Magic, yo. Trust me. Trust me.
I had never even heard of that film, so yeah, I'm gonna have to check it
Oh
out.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
awesome.
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. I just hold on. I have to. I have to. Look at this creepy motherfucker.
No, yeah, he is kind of
No,
creepy.
and that's when he's nice. This is before he starts to become the kid. That is a creepy dude. If you saw that sitting in a chair in your bedroom in the dark, you'd never sleep again. And I didn't for like a couple of years. I'm just saying.
That's so
Creepy
funny.
as shit, bro.
Anyway, my number 4 goes to a lighter Halloween movie, and I'm talking about Halloween Town.
Ooh,
Halloween
yeah,
Town,
yeah.
one of the iconic Disney films that they released on Disney Channel back in the day, and they created their whole like little franchise off of this property. So yeah, I mean it's very family friendly, witches, warlocks, ghouls, all these things. There's a little town where all of them can live and reside and, learn how to be themselves and be surrounded by people who accept them for who they are. And I think that's what this whole idea and thought process is behind this film. Even if you're a witch, aka a bitch, even if you're a warlock, aka a dick, maybe you can, find some common ground and not be that way all the way and, have some love and friendship and things like that. But yeah, Halloween Town, really the whole franchise, but the first one is the must need to watch because it's just fun, man. It's fun that you can watch with the little itty bitty kids. So yeah, number 4 for me, Halloween Town.
Good choice. Good choice. I do like that you've peppered in some lighter ones, right? Because
Yeah.
I I sadly did not. My number 4 is terrifying for many reasons, but probably the most terrifying is because it's fucking real story. It's a true story, which makes it even more terrifying. My number 4 is the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and I'm talking about the '74 original because they've redone this thing several dozen times, and in my opinion, never works the way it actually. The '74 is terrifying. If you're unfamiliar with this story, it's basically about these 5 kids. They're going to visit. They're on a road trip to Texas, and they're going to visit their grandfather's grave. And they come across this like house that looks deserted, and of course, they're 5 teenagers on the way you road trip. Like, hey, let's check out the spooky house. But they quickly come to find out that this is not a abandoned, deserted house. This is a house that the inhabitants that live in it are cannibals. And they kidnap and kill people and slice them up with the chainsaw and eat them. This really happened. This was going on in Texas in 1974. Real true story. It's kind of like what you were talking about with your number 5, Nosferatu, in the sense that it's very gritty, it's grainy, it's dark. The way it's shot is in itself makes you feel intense, makes you feel kind of uneasy and on edge. And then obviously as the story unfolds and you find out what's happening and what's really going on, you're like, oh, fuck. And I mean, it makes you never want to take a road trip in Texas at night ever. Which we've done numerous times, and it does feel like you are trapped in Texas forever while you're driving through it at night. And if you had to stop and get a guy with a fucking chainsaw and somebody's face on his face, no. And again, when this one came out, I was 4, but I waited to watch it until I was like 10. But still, 10-year-olds should not be watching this film. You should just don't watch this film at 10. It's creepy as fuck. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Scary. My number 4. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. No. Elon Musk brought back nightmares of this. When he's up there with Doge and the chainsaw, I'm like, oh shit, no.
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 That's so funny. Oh man. Well, my number 3 goes to Halloween. That's right. Michael Myers. How can we have these lists without mentioning Michael Myers
No, you
and
can't.
Jamie Lee Curtis? I mean, like, it's such an epic storyline. And if y'all didn't know, Michael Myers and Halloween actually have 5 that's what that is.
How many was that? 5.
Yeah, 5 different universes, which is crazy.
Yeah,
Like,
what?
there's Like there's the original, obviously straight through, and then you have like the third film that came out is its own individual
Yep.
thing. And I mean, I don't even remember the other ones. Obviously, the first one and then the new iterations that just came out a couple years ago.
Yep.
But yeah, it's kind of crazy how many different iterations there are of franchises or universes there are of this Halloween franchise. And I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis is in a lot of them, which is it's kind of funny. You have to look up the lore, but the Halloween franchise is one of those films that is bigger than life itself, especially back in the day. But yeah, it's freaking epic. The first one, though, that's the one that you need to watch. The first one, young Jamie Lee, so good, so good. Yeah, number 3 for me, the original Halloween.
Yes, and Jamie Lee Curtis following in her mama's footsteps. I mean,
Yep.
she became the modern day, back then, 70s modern day, the new Hollywood scream queen, because obviously her mom was the go-to, the OG scream queen with Psycho. But yeah, it only made sense that Jamie Lee would be in it. But she does it so brilliantly. I don't think the original Halloween works without her, in my opinion. It really,
Agreed.
I mean, I think it just is what makes it work. And little known fact, did you spring the trivia on him? The Mask, William Shatner.
Yep, it
It's a
is.
mold of a Captain Kirk mask, William Shatner. If you didn't know, now go back and watch it and go, shit, yeah, that does look like Jim. Like what the fuck? No joke. My number 3 is it's a family film. It's a family film. It's about a group of friends going to hang out at a lake, Camp Crystal Lake. It's beautiful. It's fun. They're teenagers. They're going to have a little fun, drink, have a little sex, a little boom. No. Camp Crystal Lake, y'all. It's a little bit more terrifying. I'm, of course, talking about Friday the 13th, where this group of people go to the lake. Everybody thinks everything's fine. And then they start dying. They start dying. People get chopped up, mutilated, killed. Again, this one, 1980, I was 10, and I was 10 watching it. Shouldn't have. Shouldn't have. My main theme of my list is don't watch these as kids. It's the original. It was kind of groundbreaking in the sense of because it's one of the first times where you I think what makes it so scary is the idea of the killer. You don't really see the killer. I know what people are saying right now. It's like, what are you talking about? You see Jason, you see, the mask and all of that. No, you don't. If you watch the original Friday the 13th, Jason's not in it, y'all. Mom is the killer. Jason's mom is the killer. Voorhees doesn't show up until the second one. So yeah, I think a little piece of trivia for you there. The first one is mom taking out revenge for her son dying. And so Friday the 13th, yeah, I just liked the idea because I thought it was very creative storytelling in the sense that it's the idea of the killer. You never know what's going to happen, when it's going to happen, and who is it? Who is this person doing this, And it was only revealed way later after that because so many people continue to this day to be confused that Jason is the killer in the first one. No. So my number 3, Friday the 13th.
Good pick,
Original.
man. Good pick. Yes, original. Love
Yes.
it. I love it. Number 2 for me is a double-edged sword, as they say.
Ooh.
It is Hocus Pocus. That's right, 1 and 2, really. I mean, the first one is a classic, of course, another Disney film. But then when they brought it back for a sequel all those years later, it lived up to the hype, and it was very fun, very entertaining, just like the first one is. But it's definitely one of those that I pick every year to rewatch. And
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
even tonight, we're looking for a rewatch, so it might be Hocus Pocus, the first one.
Hmm.
But yeah, man, I love this film. It's so fun. The cast is amazing. The three witches are amazing. The song is amazing. I think what this film brings is that family friendly spookiness. It's kind of like a stepping stone horror film because there is some like horror moments, but it's not overall scary.
Yeah.
So I think it is a nice family friendly horror film. I guess if that's even a thing. But yeah, number two for me, Hocus Pocus 1 and 2, because they're both great.
No, they are. They are absolutely. I mean, Bette Midler is kind of scary. Like,
I mean,
yeah, I
especially
mean,
in all that makeup,
that's what I'm
man.
saying. I mean, she's pretty creepy looking in that
Yeah.
film, but it works. I'm just like, every time I think of Hocus Pocus, that's all I think about is Bette Midler, and she terrifies me, honestly.
Yeah.
She's not the wind beneath my wings, if you know what I'm saying. Or the rose. My number two, and we watched this one together. For the first time when you watched it, and come on, y'all. This one it's still scary. As a grown adult, it's still terrifying. How can it not be? I just want to get the year right on this bad boy, because yeah. What was I thinking all these years? Like, this one I obviously did not watch when it first came out, but a few years later. It's The Exorcist, y'all. This is like the first real interpretation of, or I guess big screen Hollywood production interpretation of demonic possession. And Ellen Bernstein and little Linda Blair. How Linda Blair didn't just get effed up for the rest of her life playing this role after this movie. How she's able to go on into adulthood and actually like kind of make fun of this movie and do spoofs of this movie, I do not know. This movie is absolutely terrifying, y'all. It's about this young girl who is possessed by a demon, and they are trying to exorcise her. And the special effects at the time, I mean, when her head is spinning around and she's spewing all the stuff and she's levitating and slamming the bed up and down and everything, it's in my opinion, it was an Oscar-worthy performance by Ellen Bernstein, who plays her mother, and by Linda for that matter, for playing the daughter and being possessed. Again, I think this one goes back to it's terrifyingly creepy for me because there are many instances of things like this happening. So, I don't want to be just all of a sudden I'm in a room and somebody ain't there anymore. It's like this demon talking to me kind of a thing. That the idea of that terrifies me. And if you are a believer in whatever it is, the divine or God or the universe or however you look at it, you have to be a believer in both the good and the bad. And so therefore demons must be real. And so again, this terrifies me. So The Exorcist. What did you think? Because the first time you watched it, it's like, again, it's one of those where it's not really a horror film, but it's terrifying, right? Like,
Yeah, it is scary. I mean, that's very well paced. You have to like sit down and pay attention. It's one of those that you can't be distracted
no.
at all, especially the first 20 minutes, because it's kind of like a leap stone into the overall story.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I mean, I loved it. I thought it was like definitely well before its time. And then going back and listening to like what went wrong podcast about like the making of The Exorcist
Yeah.
and how crazy of a fucking set that was.
Yeah.
Like trying to garner real scared emotion, like firing guns against people's heads, and like it's a crazy set. If y'all don't know, like go back and research what this film did to get made. But yeah, it's a crazy movie on and off screen.
Without, again, how Linda Blair and Ellen Bernstein didn't just end up cuckoo nuts. I don't know. I would have been like, it's insane. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, my number two, The Exorcist. And they had a few after it that just sucked, but they came back as a direct sequel to this one with Ellen Bernstein a couple of years back. And it's really good. It's worthy of, okay, this is a legit sequel. All the attempted remakes and all the crap in between just didn't work for me, but the revisit with Ellen Bernstein and a legit sequel worked. So I highly recommend checking out both. Yeah, The Exorcist, guys, number two.
Very good, very good. Well, my number one, I think it may have been my first horror movie that I've ever
Oh.
watched. Either this one or like Signs or Jeepers Creepers. All those three were like right in the same time period. But my number one, it's probably still my favorite horror movie of all time. I'm not even gonna lie about it.
Really?
I'm talking about Tim Curry's It. I freaking love it, especially when we get to the adult years. My favorite scene overall is when they're in the library and Pennywise is in the library and the balloon pops and everybody gets blood on them. It's freaking great. But Tim Curry, he is an actor well beyond his years when he's making this film, when he's making Rocky Horror Picture Show. Like, he is highly underrated and not a lot of people talk about him anymore. But yeah, I love freaking Tim Curry's It. It was originally a television movie,
That's
if a lot
right.
of people don't know. But we had the DVD where you had to flip it for the second act or for the second timeline, because now obviously with the new the new iteration with Bill Skarsgård, it's obviously set into two different films.
Yep.
But yeah, it's one of my all-time favorites, man. I try to watch it as much as I can if I can find it places. But yeah, number one for me, Tim Curry's version.
There you go. I absolutely love it. My number one, also a Stephen King adaptation. And oddly enough, for all you cinephiles out there and film buffs out there, Stephen hated it. He was not a fan of it. He said, "Yeah, no, that's not exactly how I would have envisioned it." I'm like, "What?" Because it's one of the single greatest horror films ever, and most people agree that that is true. So why Steven didn't like it, I don't know. I'm talking about The Shining, y'all. Fuck, The Shining. There are so many parts of that film, and again, I watched this as a kid. You should not be watching this as a kid, but there are moments in this film that it's basically the story's about a guy that's a little bit mentally unstable to begin with, and then what isolation does, what being alone and unable to communicate with the outside world basically kind of takes you down this creepy ass path of what happens. And he's a caretaker at a hotel. There's a blizzard, there's a storm, it's closed, and they're there stuck. And it's him and his wife and his son. And then, like I said, he's already, you can tell, clearly a little bit not mentally stable to begin with. And then it just starts to spiral out of control, man. And the moments are when you can see him starting to lose his shit. And the bathtub scene where he goes into the one room and it's the creepy ass dead woman. She looks beautiful at first and she's naked and he's all like, ooh. And then you see her and shit, just horrifying terror when you're a kid. You're like, oh my God, no, never want to walk in on a naked woman ever again. No. And then the moment when you see the twins in the hallway, just like I never want to be alone in a hotel hallway again. Just those two girls forever creep me out. And then of course you've got the moment where Danny is taken by the Shining, and he's doing the warning, right? Red rum, red rum, red rum. That you hear that forever for like the next 4 years in your head. Red rum, red rum. And when his mom's trying to comfort him, Danny's not here anymore, Mrs. Torrance. What the fuck? That's when I started freaking out. I'm like, what's he mean Danny's not? That is Danny. What's he mean Danny's not here? And then the ending, obviously, the frozen Jack in the maze with the face and the icicles and his creepy ass smile, and just like, it's a terrifying movie, y'all. It's terrifying. It's got some of the most epic one-liners and scenes, when he's bashing through the door and I'm just going to bash your fucking head in, kind of, it's classic. It's terrifying. It is a Halloween ritual for me. I don't know why. I still force myself to sit through it. The Shining, man, The Shining. It's, I don't know. I still am just engaged and conflicted and just have so many emotions about this film.
Does Ewan McGregor's sequel live up to what that one was? Because I still haven't seen that one.
Yes and no. For anybody who doesn't know, it's Danny grown up.
Yeah.
And there are moments I feel like it could have, but it did kind of let me down a little bit. I feel like the explanation that Steven always gave about The Shining is that it wasn't a direct interpretation of the book. He felt it like missed some elements. That's my explanation for the sequel. I felt like it missed some elements that if put into the film would have made it a better film. I get it, filmmakers have to take creative liberties in some things they think will or won't work on screen or whatever, but I think it needed certain elements from the book that it didn't have. So it was a good movie, I don't think it ever lived up to the hype of what The Shining was, though.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, we want to know, what is your favorite spooky season movie? Please be sure to comment down below in the YouTube comment section. All you witches, goblins, and ghouls, please be sure. We love the fan interaction. So yes, we love it. We love it.